Hello, I am Kenneth Kelty, your host of Exceeding Expectations with Kenneth Kelty. I am a person with autism, intellectual, and developmental disabilities. I am an award-winning motivational speaker and activist. In my work, I advocate for self-determination by sharing my life with disabilities.
Sweet. Hello, thank you. Yeah, welcome to a new episode of Exceeding Expectations with Kenneth Kelty. I am an alumni of the Western Carolina UP program, and in honor of IPSE Day, which will be May 1st through the 15th. It's a national movement in honor of recognizing inclusive post-secondary education programs across the country. Tonight, I have two current UP students who will be answering questions about their experiences and how they share their story. You guys can introduce yourselves. Do you want to?
All right, so hello, my name is Lucas Atencio. I'm a first year UP student.
I am Emily Yaden, and I am a second year university participant program here at WCU.
And at this time, recording, she will be graduating here pretty soon. So,
yes,
yes. Thank you. It's great to have you both here, and I am glad that I've been able to have you both on previous podcasts. Now, what do you want people to know about your experiences with IPSE and how you'll be spreading awareness?
For me, since I'm very active on social media, on that day or from just times I see like post-secondary or inclusion in general, I'm going to be the one that posted about it, and I'm going to be the one that's going to try to advocate for that, because there need to be a lot more work with it and a lot more, in my opinion, a lot more resources and a lot more opportunities for people with disabilities to get a fair chance in life and employment and all that as well. So just advocating for that and being that voice for that is probably what I'm going for with that.
I'm going to say personally, with inclusion, I'm going to say basically just include everyone, like whether it be like sports or like say personally me for like giving like pretend tour or mock tours, I should say. If people want to join, I'm definitely going to include them because I want them to experience like what it feels like to be included in certain things. But also I will be like spreading the word about inclusion, how it can help out with people with intellectual disabilities.
Yes, thank you both. We need everyone to continue fighting for inclusion because it's always great to see new and incoming advocates from inclusive post-secondary education programs, keeping the voice you want to be and spread awareness on your social media campaigns. Will be sure to share your work on all of our sites. So thank you, and yes, definitely sports can be a good way for including people. Now explain more. How has the UP program helped with your goals, whether it be in a career and self-determination?
It's basically gave me the chance to be mostly like independent when it comes to my decisions, because back then, and again, no shade to my parents, no shade to my family at all, but usually my decisions were made for me, or they usually just kind of like take over with it. But now, since I'm kind of like basically on my own now, it's kind of like they gave me the ultimatum and making me choose what I want to do, and gave me the opportunities that I want to basically want to do in life. So the UP program has been that key. It's basically pushing me just to be a better adult, but also be a better person every day that I can.
I'm going to say personally, it gave me an opportunity to like try like different things and like go explore like new places. Just like what Lucas said, is basically being more independent. And like yeah, like Lucas said, I'm about to be graduating here in a few weeks. And like the UP program has helped me a lot, like with making new friends, stepping out of my comfort zone, hanging out with one of my absolute favorite supports over here. And just meeting new people and making like gaining friendships and like meeting the same college age students as we are, not just in one single room, 8 hours a day, 24/7.
Exactly. And to kind of go by that, the supports over here as well has like pushed me just to be better and also like basically pushed me just to lit a fire in myself. Not actually, but lit a fire in my gut. And to have that energy, to have that just to have that influence and all that. There's a lot like God in my comfort zone. For example, when Sam was doing jiu-jitsu and all that. And I when I first heard about it, I'm like, wait, you're doing that? And I thought at first I was like, how are you still kicking? But as I continued to basically learn about more, I eventually got into that club and all that. And ever since then, it has taught me a lot just to basically not be more confident in myself, but also just try new moves and try new things. And if it wasn't for that, I probably would not have a lot of bursts I have, but it also pushed me to be better. And I'm thanking all for that, even though how much I probably lose, but that doesn't matter.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's definitely great to hear. Yeah, yes, to hear your stories and keep on taking risk. And remember, those bruises that you can get from this too is a good way to show to you that you are living and having meaningful experiences. Yes, I remember the UP program a decade ago when I was there. Definitely helped me realize how I could be more independent, and I definitely made a lot of good lifelong friends when I was there. And I still talk with many of them still to this day, and it's always great getting to hear updates or make plans if one of us is visiting the same area. And yes, self determination is very important. And we need to sometimes demand that our voices be heard rather than having somebody else make the decisions for us. It's important for our supports and our community to work with us instead of work on us. Now, how did you both hear that going to college would be a possibility?
So originally I wanted to study veterinary and medicine and all that, and I also wanted to basically do my own thing with that. I was originally going to go to community college and actually got applied for the Western to get in. But basically I took a gap year because the transcripts couldn't basically get in and all that. So after that, I took a gap year, took some time off and all that. And then one of my friends from my old school was like, oh, we have a post-secondary program in Clemson and all that. And that is how basically I knew about the UP program. I knew about Western having a post-secondary program. So I was like, you know what? My mom basically was like, which one do you want to have? And I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't like upstate that much. So I decided to pick what's basically like very not close to me, but like what ties in with me. And that's how I knew I had opportunity when I basically got accepted into the EP program. It was like, wow, I'm actually getting an opportunity to basically be at college and like do what other college people are doing. It's honestly for me kind of like a curse, but also a blessing as well, because you get to learn the hard truths and the basically the blessings about being an adult.
I want to say personally, when I've heard about college, I'm gonna be honest, Kelly. I have always wanted to go to college when I was like very young. That's always been like my dream, and I've stuck with it. How I found out about the UP program was a friend of ours. My sister's now husband used to be the quarterback here at WCU, Rogan Wells. And his family's like, oh yeah, Western has like a UP program. Go ahead and check it out. And when I did like the orientation camp, like to see if I was a good fit, I saw Dr. Kelly pull out her phone and I was like, okay, I did it. I got in. And that was a humongous relief for both me and my family. So that's how I found out about it. Was that there was a second option. And it was a hard journey, but we managed it.
Yeah. And also to mention that too, when I got in, first of all, I didn't see no phone. I want to be aware. I did not see no phone with me. I was like, basically, I was like, okay, I'm gonna look at Dr. Kelly. I'm gonna look at Alex, not Alex, I think Meredith, and then I'm gonna look at Susan. Didn't think of it. Didn't think of anything, and basically, it was like, oh, do you want a spot at this program? And I remember in that video, this video of it, I tried to hold it, my emotions in. I was like trying to keep it all together. But at the end, I really just started like actually crying and started breaking. And I was like, man, I actually made it. I remember I called my best friend and I was like, so guess who made it to college? I remember doing that.
Thank you. It's definitely great to, yeah, as an old timer and as an alumni from a decade ago, it's been great to see the progress that has been made. Going to college was never talked about for me, and I definitely did not know that the UP program would be possible until after I had been out of high school for 2 years. So I definitely did not know about it right away. But after a rough year, was cool learning how the UP program would be possible because I do come from a family of lifelong learners. And even though college wasn't possible at the time, I always knew that I wanted to. And I remember being excited and telling friends after I had my final PCP meeting after the orientation week over at Bossum at the time in 2012. The campus definitely has grown, and as I'm here, it's been cool having you both always on different panels and seeing the growth. And I want to see a continuum of representation. And if you're ever interested, you could always contact me about for IPSE programs. I'll definitely send you both information about my student and alumni coalitions that you both can definitely be involved in. But yeah, I definitely did not know about the UP program until after 2 years after I graduated from high school. Going to college was never talked about for me. But when my mom and I learned that the UP program would be possible in early 2012, it was definitely exciting. And then when I learned after my final PCP meeting, person-centered plan meeting in Boston, it was definitely exciting. Learn how I'd be able to come. Still can't believe it's been 10 years since I graduated. Keep on asking, it's always cool to see you both advocate, and I've been glad that I've gone to have you both on different panels that I have moderated. Always cool again to see alumni of the UP program and of other IPSEs who are making a difference and having meaningful experiences. Now, what was hard about going to college?
What was hard? I can name a lot of things, but one of the hardest thing is the workload at the end of college. That right there is like where you think you'd be very comfortable, you think it's, oh, I'm done, I'm chill. And then you get stacked and you realize you got projects to do, you got like final exams to do. So you like kind of panic in a way. And the workload of college, it can be very much a tassel to deal with. And also just like if you're not used to it, you kind of like, how do I manage this? How do I deal with this? How do I cope with this? And it's been very difficult with that. I remember when I failed my first midterm this semester, I was like, did I just actually fail? And I might even feel bad. But when I realized and I was talking to people, I was like, failure is what makes a person. Failure is what it's not, but the progress goes up. So I recognized how vulnerable I was and how not all subjects gonna be your cup of tea. So definitely the end of the semesters, they can be awful sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna say for me, probably leaving my little car behind. And like the first year, I will be honest, I was definitely aggravated on leaving my car. But looking back on it now, I'm like, I'm glad I didn't bring my car up here because A, there's nowhere for me to park, and B, it would just get all dinged up. So I was like, you know what, it's just gonna stay home. And plus the parking passes were kind of ridiculously expensive. Um, but also like going from a small school to a big university, like with new things to explore. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? What's happening? New things, new like something I never really got like exposed to like at school or like being around. So just going, like I said, from a small school to a big university, like with a whole bunch of new things, new places, and it was kind of scary, if I'm being honest. In the middle of nowhere, yeah, that was probably one of the hardest things about going to college.
Yeah, yes, I definitely remember too. You know, I'm from Triangle, so it was definitely a very big change for me being 5 hours away from home. So yes, I definitely remember too it being like, wow, since I wasn't so close to home as I was in the UP program for all four of my 4 semesters was can definitely be different going from like where you're at home with your family, then you're 5 hours, but it did help me grow to be able to go to a college campus where I was 5 hours away from home, where I got to make connections, got to hang out with friends on the weekends, and sort of looking forward to when it would be planned out in advance that I would be able to come down to the Raleigh area to see my family. And yes, it's definitely not like what TVs like to make it seem like a party all the time. No, it's definitely work, but college is definitely a very meaningful experiences to make friends and learn about your goals. What is something you're looking forward to after you graduate or next year? Yeah?
You say that you don't graduate.
All right, so I'm actually going to a dog training school called Highland Canine School for Dog Trainers near Harmony, North Carolina. And I'm gonna be there from July 1st all the way through December. Don't know what day yet. So it's about another 6 months, and I'm after that, hopefully I'm gonna try to either stay around North Carolina area where I can help like law enforcement how to train their dogs properly, or how to teach like anyone that wants to help like train their dogs. I can show them like tips and tricks and like how to show them personally, and then they can like I can observe them while they're doing it. So it's just basically gonna be like that. Or I might try to stay in Lake Wiley. I don't know yet. So we'll see where life takes me.
Yeah, so for me, it's been like a lot of twists and turns and a lot of things I'm figuring out. And really I really feel more like at home with and feel more like kind of me is really just speaking out. Because going to like events, I know recently I went to a fraternity sorority event where basically they're like doing autism acceptance month. And they basically wanted like me and 2 other UP students wanted to come with us, and it was awesome. And I've really been loving doing that. Recently, conference in Hickory as well really just kind of solidified me wanting to basically become, I don't know, I've considered a motivation speaker or just speaker in general, but I really think that it's my field because I really like using this as a tool. I like using my voice as a tool, not just to like spread awareness and do, for inclusion and all that, but I also want to basically help other people as well with my voice as well, and for people to look up to that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, you both are welcome, and thank you. It's definitely been great having you on for for IPSE Day, and definitely good luck. And like, it'll definitely be cool to hear about how you use your canine training skills, and maybe at some point, maybe I'll be contacting you to maybe learn about some future training tips for that. As I know, I am a dog person and would love to always learn more about future, maybe learn some future skills, so that way I can maybe like know some more, yeah, tricks about training my fur babies.
Okay, we can try to coordinate something where I can give you tips and tricks, and I could see if one of my classmates can film me, then I can send you like what I'm doing. You can watch it and then also listen as well, and I can explain like step by step on like what I'm doing. And some dogs are food motivated, others are like, okay, if I do this, I get this type of reward, whether it be like pets, treats, or maybe like a little toy that they like a tug of war toy. So they're like, okay, I did something good. If I keep doing this, I'm gonna keep getting this reward. That's how I figured out with Rocky. And he is the reason why I became a dog trainer. I had the privilege of working with him. He's a German Shepherd dog, and I had the privilege of working with him over the summer. And he taught me more patience than I can ever teach him how to respond on command.
Thank you. That definitely sounds like a plan, and definitely looking forward to this. And Lucas, I can definitely see you as a future speaker and advocate. We definitely need there to be a continuum of many more representation. Looking forward to seeing your work and definitely help in any way that I can afterwards.
Absolutely.
Right.
You've been and when I heard about you basically becoming like an advocate for post-secondary and people with disabilities and all that, I was like, you know what? Me and you are very, very similar, right? Basically using like our voices to basically as tools and as to bring, awareness and acceptance and all that. And to me, that is like a very much something I really like happen is to basically to give that intake and to basically help out and all that. So I find that very similar between both of us. And I really, when I heard about you at first, I remember Kelly was telling me about you and how like you basically I think you work with the UNC and all that. You had their committees and all that, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. And you know what? I want to do something similar to that. And want to be that person that they look up to. So, I definitely see some similarities there, and I would love to basically hear your intake and some tips and all that as well.
All right, all right. Yeah, all right. You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, Kelly definitely has my email, and yeah, you can definitely always reach out to me. And looking forward to seeing what you do and helping out with future endeavors of how you can continue on becoming a professional advocate and exciting opportunities through thinkpolish.net. Definitely thank you, Emily and Luca, for being on Exceeding Expectations with Kenneth Kelty. In honor of IPSE awareness, think higher, think college, and keep exceeding expectations. College is for everybody. Thank you, Luca and Emily.
Thank you, Kenneth. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Thank you.
This is your host from Exceeding Expectations with Kenneth Kelty. Go above expectations